on doing good. Do it over and over again, and you'll be filled with joy. My name is Ambi, and this is how I welcome you to today's lesson. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to talk about your free time or your hobbies in details. Now, without wasting much time, please pause the video and then get a sheet of paper and a pen, because we are going to write something down. Alright, now, what is a hobby? When we talk about hobbies, what comes into your mind? I'm listening. Okay, now, let me give you a short definition of hobby. A hobby is a regular activity done for enjoyment, typically during one's leisure time, not professionally and not for pay. I take it again. A hobby is a regular activity done for enjoyment, typically during one's leisure time, not professionally and not for pay. For example, if you dance in your house in your free time, it is not a professional job. You do it in your free time and it is your hobby. Now, hobbies are done in our leisure time, our spare time, our free time. It is not part of our professional job. Okay? Now, let's move on to the main topic for today. In this topic, we have divided the lesson into 5 main topics. Without wasting much time, I hope your pens and then your paper is ready. Let's get to part 1. Now, part 1, we are going to talk about free time and then hobbies, vocabularies. Free time and hobby vocabulary. What do you do at home in your free time? What do you do at home in your free time? For example, some people prefer to do things at home like watching TV, reading books, or cooking. That is their hobby. Now, write it down. What do you do at home? The hobbies at home, which of them do you do? Do you watch TV? Do you read books? Or you cook? Alright, now, other people also prefer doing sports. Sports like playing football, or doing yoga, or going swimming. Which of these activities do you like doing? Playing football, doing yoga, or going swimming? Which of these sports do you like doing in your free time? Alright. Other people also prefer more social activities. That is what they do with their free time, and it is their hobby. They prefer to relax with their family or going shopping. That is their hobby. Which of the social activities do you like doing in your free time? Do you like going shopping? Or do you like relaxing with your friends? Or do you like hanging out with your friends? Which of them do you like to do? Alright, now, Some of us also prefer to do things that are creative and using our imaginations during our free time. Example, like taking photos, painting pictures, or writing stories during our free time. And that is our hobby. Maybe you want to do something creative like taking photos, painting pictures, or writing stories during your free time. What do you like to do with your imagination when you want to be creative? What do you do? Do you like taking photos, painting pictures, or writing stories? All right, now it is your turn. Let's move on to part 2. Part 2. When you want to talk about your free time, you start with, okay, let me start. In my free time. In my free time. What do you do in your free time? Okay, so you fill it in there. In my free time, for example, I would say, in my free time, I like playing basketball. In my free time, I like relaxing with my family. In my free time, I like reading books. In my free time, I like doing yoga. Or in my free time, I like going swimming. Now, which of the hobbies do you like doing in your free time? All right. You know, sometimes using the verb like can be boring. So let's get a little bit creative. Let's use different words or different verbs like love, enjoy, hate. And this will make our sentences creative and interesting. For example, I love going swimming. You see, in this sentence, I didn't use like. I said, I love going swimming. The next one, I enjoy watching TV. You see, I didn't say I like watching TV. I said I enjoy watching TV. Or, I hate going shopping. These are verbs that you can use to be creative in your answers when you are talking about your free time activities or your hobbies. Now, let's move on to part 3. In part 3, how often do you do your free time activity or your hobby? How often do you get the chance to do your hobby? For example, I'll start with my example. I really enjoy sports. I like playing football every Sunday evening. Let me take it again. I really enjoy playing sports. I play football every Sunday evening. That is how often. How often do I play football? I play it every Sunday evening. That is the frequency of what I play my football. Now, let's move on to another example. I absolutely hate shopping. I only go shopping twice a year. How often do I go shopping? I go shopping twice because I hate shopping. Now, let's move on to the next example. I really love taking photos, but I don't get the chance to do it often. Why? Because I don't get the chance to do it often. So how often do I take photos? I really love taking photos, but I don't get the chance to do it often. Now, you see our answers are getting interesting. Let's move on to the next level. Now, the part 4. Where do you practice your free time activity? Or where do you do your free time activity? Where do you do your hobby? Now, let me give you one example. I really enjoy playing sports. I play football every Sunday evening at a park near my house. Let me take it again. I really enjoy playing sports. I play football at a park near my house. That is where I play my football, a park near my house. Another example. I really love taking photos of animals in the forest, but I don't get the chance to take the photos often. Now, where do I take the photos of the animals? When you check from the second example that I gave, I take the photos in the forest. That is where I practice or do my free time activity of taking photos. Okay, now let's move on to part 5. That is last but not the least. Now, when and why did you start doing your free time or your hobby? When and how did you start doing your free time activity? For example, I started playing football when I was 10. When did you start playing football? Or when did you start practicing your free time activity or your hobby? Another example, I have been learning to paint for 6 months now. I've been learning to paint for 6 months now. You see the pattern. Let me give you the last sentence for this part. I decided to do yoga because I wanted to be healthy. That is why I decided to do yoga. I decided to do yoga because I wanted to be healthy. So in your answers, try to tell me when and why you started doing your hobby or your free time activity. Now, the last part 6. Why do you like or dislike a hobby? Why do you like or dislike a hobby? You obviously like something, that is why you enjoy doing it. Like myself, I like taking photos, I like doing yoga. I have a reason of doing it. Now, tell me why you like doing your hobby or why you dislike a certain hobby. Okay, now, let me give you one example. I love doing yoga because it is relaxing. Yes, when you do yoga, it makes you relax. Another example, I like writing stories because it is creative and I like using my imagination. Let me take it again. I really like writing stories because it is creative and I like using my imagination. The third example, I hate watching TV because it is boring. Why do you like your hobby? Or why do you dislike a certain hobby? Alright, now we have from part 1 to part 6, we have put everything together. Let's look at 2 examples and then we bring the lesson to an end. We have put everything together. For example, one example is like this. This is my own example. You are not going to use that. For example, I really love, let me take it again. I really enjoy playing tennis. I play every Sunday evening at a park near my house. Sometimes I play with my brother or sometimes with a friend. My brother got me into it because he wanted someone to play with. I didn't like it at first, but why didn't I like it at first? Because it was hard and I lost all the time. But now I enjoy it, especially when I beat my brother. Let me take the example again. I really enjoy playing tennis. I play every Sunday evening at a park near my house. Sometimes I play with my brother, or sometimes with a friend. My brother got me into it because he loves sports and he needed someone to play with. I didn't like it at first because it was so hard and I lost all the time. But now I enjoy it, especially when I beat my brother. Okay, now when you look at this example, you could see what the person liked when he started doing it, why he started doing it, and where he do it. Now let's move on to the second example. The second example, let me read the second example to you. I really love taking photos. Once or twice a month, I go to different places in my hometown to look for interesting photos to take. I have been interested in photography since I was young. And when my dad got me a camera for my birthday, I like it because it is creative and I can express myself through my pictures. Anyone can use a camera, but you need to use your imagination to find good pictures. Now, what have you written down from part 1 to 6? Now it is your turn. It is your turn to talk about your free time activity or your hobbies. What do you like doing in your free time? Where do you go? How often do you do your hobbies? When did you start doing this hobby? And the last part, why do you like or perhaps dislike this activity? Now it is your time to tell me what you do in your free time using these questions or pointers. For example, what do you like doing in your free time? Where do you go? How often do you do your hobby? When did you start doing this hobby and why? Why do you like or perhaps dislike this activity? Alright, so now it is your turn to tell me what you do in your free time using this. Thank you very much for being part of the lesson. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will be looking forward for your answers and your videos. Thank you very much. My name has been Andy. Thank you.